Hi, I'm going to post this video for anybody who has ever needed help installing or uninstalling the Elfa drywall anchors, either due to misplacement or miscalculation in the cuts. I had a situation where my rods were not cut evenly and the top shelf rack was actually wrong. They gave me a utility rack versus a top shelf rack, so I had to replace it. And I thought that we could perhaps uninstall the anchor and use the same exact anchor. But when those things pull out of the wall, they're not quite the same, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is a fresh wall anchor. You're supposed to drill into the wall. This plastic piece goes into the wall, then the screw goes in, only attaches to this front piece up here. This hollow piece is hollow, and pulls the plastic back, and this this piece, once it catches, I can't squeeze it, I'm not strong enough, but with just my fingers, these plastic pieces will kind of mushroom up behind the wall, and that's what gives it strength behind the wall. Now, what nobody told me once I tried to reuse these things is once they've been mushroomed behind the wall, they don't really go back into their original form. It's not like once you remove the screw, once you've actually compressed this, that it'll be perfect. So if you try to go back in after this has been compressed, you may not be able to get the front of your screw to make contact with that black piece which has the screw heads. Actually mine, when I tried to reuse the first time, went in a little cockeyed, caught the front so that it didn't screw through, and the whole piece was spinning, and I wound up getting a huge hole, way larger than what the anchors look like. So now I've actually have to move this whole thing down an inch and over maybe a half inch because I need all 5 anchors. But if I had known from the onset, it's going to be a little dark, there is an easy way to maybe get rid of these anchors that are here and just put in a new one so you can use the same holes. Now I'm not going to be able to do that, but I'm going to show this to you for your help in case anybody's reaching the same problem. So now what I did is I just took a utility knife and I cut through the plastic, just through the edge. And I do that in 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you should be able to either take your utility knife or a pair of needle nose pliers, which, hold on, helps if I get them. Sorry, now I got my light on, and I just take a pair of needle nose pliers and try to push them in. If the pliers don't work all that well, just kind of work it a little bit more. You can cut these pieces, and you'll see mine are starting to go in. Difficult to do it with the holding the camera, being the cameraman, but there you go. You can now see I've kind of punched through, and now I'll just take my needle nose pliers and kind of push it through so that you'll see it's kind of back there. You see once it's expanded, it's not in straight shape, so you could never get that screw straight down the middle again to get that correct. So it's easier to just push it through. Now I could use that same hole with a fresh anchor. On this one, I couldn't do that because the hole got too big, because as I tried to reuse the same anchor that was in there, these pieces drilled out from the back. So again, now that I got this hole out, I could then just take in a fresh anchor and put it in. And what I did also as well, just to keep this in place a little bit, if it does drill out a little bit too much, is put a little bit of plaster on the back bevel of this anchor and then put it into the wall. One more time. So we're going to take our utility knife and cut, 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 cut in at least 4 spots. And then you could maybe use the utility knife a little to take this flange out. Push it in, push it in, push it in, and there you go. You got your hole back.